Okay, everybody, let's get into charting some crypto. If you can hear me, can you give me a 1 2 1 2? Look at this bad boy kicked off. Hey, welcome, chef. Yeah, long hot Friday. You still have quite a few hours to go until work's over, don't you? Sweet. So we'll get into it. So we're just gonna take a quick look at Bitcoin. Everyone's calling a drop down to 14K, and we were just gonna dissect this a little bit. I'm not gonna go super in depth with it. There's a million videos out there right now that go in depth. We're just gonna take a look at why these areas are what they are. And as you can see right now, we're holding up at the last bull run's all-time high. So back here in 2018, end of 2017 November, the all-time high was 20,000. So that's currently what we're getting held up as support right now. You can see we wicked to it. We haven't fallen below it yet. RSI on Bitcoin is extremely low. MACD is still dipping down into the bearish area. So the 14K that people are talking about is down here at this high from June 2020. You can see from the bottom of the bear market in December 2018 to our all-time high of 2021's the fib, and you can see the 786 is right here at 16,000. So I personally think if we do fall below the previous bull run's all-time high of 20,000, we will find some support at the 786 right here at 17K, and then we'd have to assess the situation at that time. The 14K that people are talking about is this spike here on June 2019. That's the 14,000 that people are calling right there. So I just want to, we have never fallen below a previous bull run all-time high. I just want to point that out. So history could be made if we do fall below 20,000. So in the short term, we just need to keep an eye on 20,000. If we fall below 20,000 on Bitcoin, I'd be keeping an eye on 17,000 for the next support. With that, altcoins will get decimated, and then everyone's calling this right here as the bottom. Everyone's looking out for that 14K drop. You know, a lot of people are sitting on the side with their monies waiting for that 14K drop to load up on some altcoins. I've been dollar cost averaging and actually picking up coins along this drop. If we drop back down to the, if we do drop down to the 786, I will be accumulating more. So I'm currently keeping an eye on 17,000 right now. I have bought all the coins I want to buy at the current Bitcoin price level at 20,000. If Bitcoin dips down to the 786, I think that's when Ethereum will break below 1,000 and we'll start seeing altcoins dropping even lower. I know there's quite a few people looking for that $30 quant and lower. Even some people on the Discord calling out $6 quant. You know who that is. Yeah, but he's been calling $30 quant for a long time now, and we're getting pretty dang close. But as of right now, we're holding up on the 20,000 support, the previous bull run's all-time high. I believe if we do fall below that, the 786 would be a slight support for Bitcoin at 17,000, and this red line or yellow line here is that 14,000 that everyone's been talking about. I'm going to keep these fibs up here, and we'll assess the situation at a later date. So with that, we'll jump into some price predictions. And with that, we'll start out with quant. I did pick up some more quant the other day, transferred it over to my ledger today actually. So let's see, QNT, US dollar on Kraken, right here. So we're gonna switch over to the 4-hour. I don't even remember the last time I charted this. So Quant's doing some pretty decent consolidation right now. A lot of coins are doing some consolidation. Let me toss these channels on here real quick so we get a little better look. We actually bounced off this main support area at $43, and we've been battling out. Currently we are making lower highs and continuing to have trouble getting a takeoff from this support level. So if we draw a fib on this and try to dissect it a little bit, it's going to be an extremely micro fib. So for Quant right now, you can currently see that we did break above this, the 786, currently at the 5. 382 would be the next stop at around 47. I believe Quant's higher than 47 if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look at Quant real quick. Yeah, Quant's at $46.58, up 5.3% on the day. RSI is pretty much stagnant sideways. MACD is slightly moving up into a more bullish scenario. The $30 Quant that people are looking for is down here at the 1618 area. Personally, it's going to be very difficult to head down there if Bitcoin maintains where it's at 20,000. Vlad's starting to flip extremely bullish on Bitcoin and the market, it seems, judging from the Discord. I really didn't search through the channels that much, but for a short term on Quant, we are not making higher highs, but I'd be keeping an eye on the 382 up here at around 48. If we get above 48, we'll assess the situation. If we extend this even further up to the next high, you can see we're currently stopped at the 786 right here at 46.56. If we break above that, I think our next stop would be the 618 at 51. But as you can see, we are making lower highs, so something like this could be at play and a drop down here. But we really have to maintain above the support, main support at $42. If we do break below the support with a candle, you can see we wick below it, but if we have a full candle below this, I think a heavy drop down for Quant would be the case, and in which case I would be buying more Quant. So right now, your main support they need to focus on is Quant staying above $43. RSI definitely has room to run. MACD is tailing up and is still bullish, so we'll just keep a close eye on it right now. You know how the market is extremely volatile. Short-term bullish until August or September. So personally for Quant, I'd be keeping an eye on a move up to the 618 if we break above the 786, so about a $51 Quant. Then we'd have to assess the situation at that time. We just have to stay above $43 for Quant. So with that, we'll look at Haka. So I sold some of my Paribus to buy more of this so I could stake it. So I have this currently staked on KuCoin right now, earning about 300 coins a day just staking it. So that's pretty cool. As of right now, we bounced off the bottom support at 152. This was actually putting in a new all-time low. That is the lowest Haka has ever been. I did not buy more right now as I have a lot of Haka staked right now. I'm very hesitant on buying in. I'm mostly focusing on Ethereum and Quant right now, primarily Ethereum. I've been picking Ethereum up pretty much every drop so far. I have not gotten my $1,000 Ethereum yet, but I have been picking it up at 1,020, 1,030. So short term for Haka, we bounced off this main support channel. The MACD has been bearish for a while, but I think a bullish movement is about to come here for Haka. Not an extremely bullish movement, but I think we will be seeing some upside movement, at least to 1.8. If we draw a fib on this, we can try to find some more support areas on the way up. Bottom the top, you can see the 786 is at this main resistance, so it's acting as a double resistance if we head up there since we're below it. So if we do get above 786, the next stop would be the 618 at around 2 cents for Haka. Currently, a lot of coins are locked up in staking right now, and with that, the price can't, I guess you can say the price can't be extremely bearish at that point. I mean, yes, we are dropping, but I've been locked up for 60 days, so I can't sell my Haka, and I don't plan on selling my Haka. I'm going to hold it until it goes to zero or goes to the moon. Short-term 786 movement, we'll assess the situation at that time because it's a double resistance area. If we do break above that double resistance area, the next stop would be the 618 at around 2 cents. This main support has to hold for Haka. If we do fall below this main support, we will be seeing another all-time low, and in which case I might actually start picking up a little bit more of that. The only reason I talked about Haka a little bit in the Discord today with Tito, the market cap is just crazy low. you know, 493,000, all-time high of 52 cents 7 months ago. They haven't put hardly any coins, more coins in circulation. There probably will be more coins showing up here eventually due to the staking. The staking rewards are coming from the total supply from what I read. So we'll just keep a close eye on the upwards movement to the 786 for Haka on the short term. Yeah, we'll check out XRP. So as of right now, XRP is up 4% at 32 cents. So all-time high was $3.40 4 years ago. All-time low was 8 years ago. Let's take a quick look at Haka, or not Haka, XRP. We zoom out to the day, take a little bit larger look at this thing. So we have been falling pretty heavily on XRP. I mean, the bottom of the RSI has been holding up. If you look at the day, the MACD did just flip bearish. Let's draw a large fib on this. So the 786 is way up there in the large fib. If we draw a micro fib, we're having a tough time getting over the 786 right here. If we do break above 33 cents, which we're very close to doing, we have a thick resistance area, and the next main support is 35 cents for XRP. If we draw an even smaller fib, we're just gonna be drawing fibs on top of fibs on top of fibs. So yeah, so the 618 is also on top of that main resistance on the micro fib. So if we do head up higher for XRP, I do think we will be hitting some heavy resistance here. You can see the main resistance on top of a 618, and even without this micro fib that I just drew, we do have a 786 we have to get over before we get into a thick resistance area. But if we do battle out of here and break through this thick resistance area, I think we would have a large movement up to the 618 at around 45 cents, and then we'll have to assess the situation at that time. As of right now, RSI has room to run on the day. MACD is pretty much stagnant sideways. Let's take a look at a smaller time frame. We'll take a look at the 4 hour and see what's going on there. So I'm gonna delete these brushes. Same thing with the 4 hour. It has a little bit more resistance channel on the way back up. I can draw a smaller fib here. If I draw a smaller fib here, you can actually see we bounced. Oh, we didn't bounce. Smaller fib here. You can see we actually bounced off the 786 right here. Currently working our way back up to the 618 at around 33 cents. RSI is tailing down. MACD starting to lose some momentum, so I'd be keeping an eye on that. If we don't get over this, I do think XRP will be heading up to around the 618 area before we see any sort of retracement. If we do get above the 618, the next stop would be the main resistance at 36 cents, which would be the 382 area. So for the short term, I do think XRP will be going up. But if we just look at the larger time frame, XRP has been shit in the bed for a long time, and a lot of stuff isn't going to be happening for XRP until that SEC lawsuit is settled. And the SEC lawsuit on top of the Bitcoin drop is not helpful whatsoever for XRP. So do I think XRP can hit 17? Well, let's draw. We'll go back to the 1 hour or 1 day, and we'll try to see where 17's at. So 17 cents is way down here. If we draw a fib at if we draw a line at around 17 cents. So that would be back in January 2021 when we had that big capitulation. That was the bottom for XRP, and if we zoom out, you can see that was the support as well. So that is a support area for XRP, but if we just chop this up a little bit more, you can see there's also some support here for XRP and also up here. So I think there's a couple areas that you have to get below first before you hit 17 on XRP. I think on the larger area, we'd have to get below a support at around 26 cents, and then we'd have to fall below 22 cents. And if you fell below 22 cents, that's when you'd see your big drop down to 17, I think, for XRP. So I'd be keeping an eye on 22 cents for XRP. If you fell below that, I think 17 would definitely get hit. You can see we have not been oversold on the RSI for XRP on the day ever, it looks like. So we have not fallen below 30 on the RSI for XRP ever, and we're currently at the 30 on the RSI. So take that for what it is. in order to go down to 17, we'd have to break that that rhythm right there, that rhyming pattern that XRP has of not falling below the 30 on the RSI. Because as you can see, we have not fallen ever below 30 on the RSI for XRP. So if you're looking for that 17, you're kind of going against history right there, but we are in new historical times for Bitcoin and the crypto market. So it's very possible. Personally, I think it's unlikely, but if Bitcoin does drop down to 14K like people are seeing, everything's would be off the table, and everything's would be making new charting patterns and things like that. But if we're going just off the technicals, I don't think we'd be going down to 17. Just judging by the lifetime history on the RSI and always bouncing off the 30. You can see we've always bounced off the 30 and had really big recoveries after that for XRP. So something we just have to monitor, I guess. So with that, we'll jump into VXV. So we're on vector space AI right now. VXV down 0.3% at 49 cents. So VXV, if I remember correctly, has just been shit in the bed forever. Like, I think Vlad and I were even talking about it in the Discord channel about might not be a bad time to get out. We had a member in the Discord channel named, I believe it was Hoop, who was super heavy in XRP or some other coin. Fortunately, he's not with us anymore. He's not in the channel, so RIP, I guess. So as of right now, if we just look at the 4 hour on VXV, MACD is about ready to flip bearish. RSI is heading back down. So unfortunately, VXV is doing the VXV and crap in the bed. So micro fib area, we are holding up at the 0.5. I'd be keeping an eye on a retracement to the 618 at 45 cents. If we fall below that, the next stop would be 40 cents for VXV. If we jump out and look at the day and draw some larger fibs on this, yeah, you can see pretty much since initial launch on what are we on right now? KuCoin, it's just been going down. I mean, from November 2021 to where you are now, we are down 98%, but pretty much all coins are down 98% from their all-time high. Unfortunately, this got launched at the peak of the bull run. Let's see if there's another chart for VXV that I could look at. No, it doesn't look like there is. Hang on. Yeah, there's not. So unfortunately, I do think this is going to be continuing to follow this pattern and falling down lower. And judging by the MACD and the RSI, we will be falling down lower. And unfortunately, what is the all-time low on this coin? The all-time low is 2 years at 1.2 cents. Not saying we're going down there, we're way up to 49, but I'd be keeping an eye on a retracement at least to the 786 at around 40 cents, and then you'll have to assess the situation at that time. Those round numbers act as great support, so I'm going to draw a yellow line there. I'm thinking that's where we're heading for VXV for the time being, and if we do fall below that, I believe this pattern is going to continue. So with that, let me see if I can do something here. I haven't used this cloning tool in a while, and if it replays this right here, let's see if I can do this correctly. You can see the pattern. If this plays out very, very similar, it looks like this bottom stop would be around 25 cents if it repeated. So let's keep an eye on 40 cents, and then I'm going to call the bottom at 25 cents for VXV for the time being. But short term, I do think we are heading down. Oh, Crispic is Diaz. Hoop is Suku. Okay, was Suku. Okay, that's right. Anyone else? Just go down. Dollar cost averaging, just working on the chain gain. Yep. Hoop is Suku, Crispus is VXV. So yeah, so I personally think we are heading down on VXV. Sorry, it's just not looking very good at all. So let's see what Ethereum's doing. And I really, really want Ethereum to fall below 1,000, like really bad. So if we draw at the bottom of 2020, let's draw some fibs and try to dissect this bad boy. So we did fall below the 786 on that fib right there. If we extend it to the previous bottom of the bear market, it actually fell below that as well. So it's crazy right now. Ethereum is on the cusp of falling below 1,000, I personally believe. On the day, RSI just broke below 30. If we zoom out, the last time we broke below 30 was the bottom of the bear market back in 2018. Before that, we have never fallen below 30 on the RSI for Ethereum. So this is the first time we've been oversold besides the last bottom of the last bear market for Ethereum. So here's some hoping for you guys. Does that mean that we are in the bottom? Did we just bottom? Are all these coins about ready to start working their way back up? Because the last couple coins we just looked at, we looked at XRP and that bounced off the 30. Ethereum right now is at the 30. The only time it's been this low was back at the bottom of the bear market in 2018. So could we be seeing a bounce off the 786 and working our way back up? There's some hopium for you guys. There's some hopium. So I really do want 1,000. I know a lot of people are saying there's gonna be one more push down before we head back up, and just like at the beginning of this video, I had the 786 at $17,000 for Bitcoin. So if we do drop below 20,000, I personally think we might see a quick drop down to 17,000, and then a huge ass buy from there. And I think from there is when we move back up. So I know people are calling 14K, but I'm gonna be going against the grain on all those YouTubers pushing 14K, and I'll be going against the grain and saying I think 17K is gonna be the bottom for BTC. I'll probably eat my words for that, but I'm calling 17K as the bottom for BTC. Write it down. Who knows? I'll probably wake up tomorrow and I'll be wrong. It'll be down to 16. If it falls below 16K, man, Celsius is going to get wrecked. And if Celsius gets wrecked, the market's going to go way down. That's when you'll definitely see your 14K. If we fall below 16K, BTC, Celsius is going to get wrecked, super liquidated. 500 million Bitcoin is going to be sold. Coins are going to shit the bed, and that's when you'll see your 14K. So if you're looking for the market to crash super hard, you want below 16K Bitcoin. But I personally think we're to be bottoming at 17K Bitcoin. And just like I mentioned here, just to go back over on Ethereum, Ethereum's only been this low one other time, and that was the bottom of the 2018 bear market. So like I've said several times before, history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. And as you can see, it's very, very similar. Yeah, let's look at some ADA. So if we look at ADA, the lowest we've been on the RSI was back here on May 10th. So we made, where are we at on ADA? So we're on, I don't want to go on Coinbase. Want some more data than Coinbase. There we go. So if we look at the RSI at Cardano as well, back here in the 2018 was the lowest the RSI has ever been on Cardano as either. And you can see we bounced off the 30 right here May 9th. So like Vlad said, Cardano's being strong. So maybe Cardano might be an indicator of other coins. Maybe this is the bottom for Cardano. It bounced here and it's working its way back up. Because you can see every time we were down this low on Cardano, so right here, 2018, we had a huge pump up. Last time we were down here was May 20th. Right here, we had a big movement upwards, and we just tagged it on May 13th, and we're starting to work our way back up on Cardano. So it's starting to look like, I don't know if I'm just shilling out hopium, guys, but it's starting to look like the bottom's getting really close to being put in. I mean, all these, the last couple charts we've been looking at, you know, history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. And the indicators that the bottom is in compared to past histories is it already happened on Cardano on May 12th. So if that was the bottom, so be it. So let's draw some micro fibs on this on the 4 hour. So currently right now we did bounce off the 786 on Cardano, having a difficult time getting over this main resistance at 49 cents. If we do get over that resistance, we're instantly met with the 618 at 49 cents. So 49 cents is your price to beat for Cardano. If we get over 49.50 cents, I think we'll be seeing a big upswing for Cardano, probably up to around 54. maybe wick all the way up to 57, and then we'll assess the situation at that time. So for personally, I think Cardano is going to be heading up in the short term, and we'll assess the situation at the time. I do think if we do get up there, we will have that retracement to retest this flipped support area, and then we'll have to monitor it from there. But I personally think Cardano might have put its bottom in on the 12th of May, judging by the day RSI. So I think a movement of, if we get over this main resistance scenario, it's a double resistance, so keep that in mind. We have to get over 50 cents, but if we do get over 50 cents, I could see a 12% upswing on Cardano. Oh yeah, so yeah, Cardano's not looking bad. Unfortunately, I haven't bought any in like over a half a year. When I first started getting into crypto, I bought in Cardano and put it on my ledger, and it's just been sitting there, and I never really looked at it since. But in the short term, I do think we are going to be heading up a little bit higher on Cardano before we start retracing. So what is pumping today? Let's look at coin market cap. We look at the 24 hours. Stacks is up 16%, Ape is up 11%, Helium's up 11%. The worst running ones are Airweave, Nexo, Pax Gold. So let's take a look at Solana. What's Solana doing? I actually wanted to get into Solana for a while. I owned 0 Solana. I just keep buying ETH instead. So Solana's up 2.4% at $30.79. So if we look at the day chart, zoom out, let's clear this up, and we'll look at the RSI, see if it's similar to the rest. So since Solana came out, this is the lowest it's been on the RSI. Well, it looked like a bounce right here back in 2020 or January 20th. Now we're kind of stagnant sideways. So this is there's not a lot of history on this. It's only been out for 2 years, but as of right now, we have never fallen below 30 on the RSI for Solana. If we look at the day, MACD kind of just stagnant sideways as well. So if this is the bottom, this is the bottom. I mean, we haven't, usually when we hit this bottom area on the RSI, we retrace. I mean, we've only been this low one other time, and that was earlier in 2022, but this is a rather new coin compared to the previous ones that have longer history, longer data streams. So let's jump to the 4 hour. I know, I think his name's Tilt. Tilt was, I think he was shorting this today or something. He was saying it was going to go up to 36. His entry price was 36, I believe. I don't know if he's on the live stream or not. In the Discord. Solana short term. Yeah, if we go micro short term, RSI is tailing up. MACD is about ready to flip bearish, so I'd be keeping an eye on it drop down to the 786 personally. We have been doing a slight layup effect, putting in higher lows and higher highs. So in order for this to play out, this needs to be a fake out on the MACD, and then we'll have to have a big push up to 37 in order for this bullishness to continue. 37, then a retracement to the 382 at around 32, and then a movement upward. So in order to maintain bullishness right here on Solana, we need to be heading up like right now. We can't fall below $29.50 on Solana, otherwise this slight bullish movement we've had since the 13th of June is going to be invalid. And then a retracement back down to the 718, I believe, would be the case. If we draw a larger fib on this, you can see we currently got stopped at the 786 right now. If we do break over the 786, that drawing I just did still would be valid. We'd come up to around the 618 area, which would continue this ladder up pattern, and then something like this could be the case. But the main thing right now is we cannot fall below $29. It looks like $29.50 we have to go right now if we're going to go. So we need to get over the 786 right here at $32 to continue higher on Solana. When Moon. Personally, I think we're getting really close to the bottom, guys. So I know there's a lot of people sitting on the sidelines, and I'm just a guy on the internet charting crypto, but a lot of the coins that we've looked at today, the past history, I mean, it's rhyming pretty dang good at calling the bottom. So Ape had a pretty good move today. So let's take a look at Ape real quick. Ape had a decent sized move today. I believe we just looked at it, but I'm gonna pull it back up for you guys. I think it was like 11%. It said, yeah, Ape's up 11.3% at $3.74. So there are coins that are moving right now. If we go to the lifetime of this coin, which we're pretty much looking at it right now, but if we go to the day, it's not gonna be that much. But take a quick look at it. Yeah, there's not enough data there. Back to the 4 hour we go. So could we have found the bottom here? Quite possibly, but MACD is still tailing up higher, bullish. We did just break above the 30 on the RSI. Now we have a lot of room to run. We picked up a lot of fuel, a lot of moon juice down there. We were at the moon juice factory brewing away. So I'd be keeping an eye on a movement a little bit higher for Ape right now. On this micro fib right now, currently getting stopped at the 382 right now on the micro fib. If we extend a little bit larger, we have to get over $3.96 for a continuation higher for Ape. So for Ape, if you get above 396, your next stop would be the 618, and then I think the ladder up effect would start happening for something like that for Ape. If you think the bottom's in, that is if you think the bottom's in. But I know a lot of people are saying BTC is falling down to 14K, but you heard it here. Charting Crypto says 17K is going to be the bounce. We're going to see a fat ass wick down to 17K, and then from there it's straight moon. But if we do fall that low, though, it's going to be the Wild West for a little bit. Not that it's not the Wild West right now, but especially if we fall below 16K and Celsius gets liquidated, then all hell's going to break loose and coins are going to completely not rhyme anymore, and everyone's going to be panicking while Charting Crypto is going to be buying. So for Ape, I'd be keeping an eye on the 786 movement up. If we get above 398, our next up would be the 618. So this is the price area you have to watch out for an upwards movement continuation on Ape at 398. Yeah, Quant's not looking that that bad at all. So if there's any coins you guys want me to look at, make sure you post them in the live chat. How's the new Luna doing? Not good. Man, I will never buy this coin. Short term for the new Luna, currently having trouble getting over the 786 right now. MACD is pretty much stagnant at sideways. RSI is pretty much moving sideways. If we continue the sideways movement, I'll push down to around $2.10, I believe would be the case. If we get above the 786, I think we could see a big upswing here, up to approximately 20, what is that, 23% or 10% upswing, 3 bars, which would repeat these upward spikes that we're seeing right here. So if we copy this and pretty much just paste it right on top of itself, something like that could be the case. If we do get above the 786, even retraces right back down to the 786 to test it. So for Luna, I'd be keeping an eye on a 10% upswing possibly, but if we continue moving sideways and get rejected the 786 here, the next stop would be down here at the main support area. I mean, this thing's been shit in the bed since it came out. Biggest scam coin. Charting Crypto moons. So with that, we'll look at Link. Whoops. So I do like Chainlink. I do want to try to pick up Chainlink, but my mind is primarily on picking up Ethereum right now. So let's jump to the day and see how history looks here. So if you go to the auto, zoom out. So even since initial coin launch, like Link looks crazy good. I mean, back, what was this? The bottom of the bear market was 2018 right here, December 2018. We're currently being held up to the support at 573 right now. If you look at the RSI, this is the lowest it was back on May 12th. So even in the last bear market on December 18th or December 2018, the lowest RSI was 39, and then we had a big movement upwards from there. So let's just keep an eye on the RSI in the day. I don't think we'll be falling below 30. I mean, if we're continuing looking at it as a history repeats, not rhymes, could this be the bottom? It looks like a lot of coins. If I think that Bitcoin is going to be bottoming at 17K, the RSIs are going to be moving upwards right now, and the Bitcoin will drop to 17K. We'll test around 30 on the RSI one more time, possibly for some coins, and then that will be that, and we'll start mooning. Not mooning, but gradually moving back up. But there's a lot of different things at play, just like you guys are talking about in the chat. You know, the interest rates and everything like that. This is a different market than it was back in 2018. So a lot more cards on the table this time than there was last time. So like I said, history repeats. It doesn't rhyme. So it's probably getting annoying me repeating that, but there are a lot more factors in place this time than compared to last time. But as of right now on Link, we are bouncing off 573 on the day. Let's jump over to the 4 hour and do some micro charting on this thing. You can see we bounced off the main support at 528. Currently fell below this support, flipped it into resistance at 642. Bottom the top here. So we're currently bouncing between the 786 and 618. Let me blow this up a little bit for you guys. As of right now, it looks like we're heading back down to the 786 at around 622. But if we do get a bounce off that, moving to the 618 definitely would be the case. If we look at the MACD though, MACD is about ready to flip bearish. RSI stagnant sideways. So a downwards movement below the 786 would break the slight upwards movement that you had, and a continuation down to this main support test again at 528 could be the play. So right now the 786 I believe is the price to hold at $6.20. If you fall below 620, we might be seeing a 536 link. So let's just keep an eye on this MACD, because this MACD is about ready to flip bearish. Hopefully it's just a slight fake out like that, so we have a continuation higher off the 786. If it's a fake out like it was back here on June 7th, that means the 786 would be the support, and then a continuation higher on Link would be the case. I don't even think we'd stop at the 618. I think we'd be going up to around 759 to test that out if it was a fake out. So two different scenarios there, all based off the 786. So keep an eye on $6.20 for Link. So AVAX right now. So before I continue, guys, I'd appreciate if you gave me a thumbs up on this video. It just helps out the algorithm and gets my videos out there so I can chart some crypto to a lot more people. So with that, let's jump onto the day. Auto, zoom way out. Man, so we're gonna go from December 20th right here. If we look at the RSI, this is pretty much the lowest the RSI has been. I have no idea what this is back here on AVAX. I don't know if it's just a scan wick or if there was actually something that happened there, but we're pretty low on the RSI, lowest it's been since pretty much initial coin launch. On the day though, the RSI is looking to flip bearish. If we draw a fib on, if we draw a fib from here to the top, we fell below the 786. If we move this up a little bit more, drop this down here, currently holding at the 786 area. I'd be keeping an eye on a movement. Yeah, this isn't looking good, honestly. Hang on, let me assess this again. So 786 right now is your lifeline, $15.25 it looks like. If this is bearish, if this does flip bearish and the RSI dips a little bit lower, you could be seeing a drop down to 1065, but I think 1065 would be have a massive buy on AVAX. So hopefully this is a fake out here. It kind of looks like it's beginning to be a fake out. We're kind of stagnant sideways, still slightly bullish right now, but if we keep bopping around here, we'll be bopping around the 786. So 786 is your life support on AVAX right now, and that is at what is that at? That's at $15.25. So we have to stay above $15.25 for a bounce on AVAX. If that is the bottom and we do bounce from there, we'd be moving up to the 786. But personally, I think we'd see a good size movement up to $25 on AVAX. RSI is definitely set to move higher. MACD hasn't converted bullish yet, so hopefully this is a fake out on the MACD, and then we start seeing another run higher, which would validate this movement. We would have to get over the 618 right here in 1975 in order for that to come up here. But once we get up to 25, we do have a double resistance area with a 382 on top of a main resistance. So that's AVAX. I'd be keeping an eye on this 786 though at 1525. If we fall below that, I think a nasty drop could be in play. 28% drop. So if you're looking to pick up AVAX, I would honestly wait. That's not financial advice, but if you think BTC is going to fall a little bit lower, I'd wait to pick up some AVAX at around $10.66. Quant was the second video I did. So Theta on the day. So if we look at Theta since initial coin launch on January 2018, every time we've tagged 30 on the RSI, we've had a massive recovery, and we just tagged 30 on the RSI. So similar to a lot of coins we looked at tonight, guys, on the day when you bounce off the 30, you tend to take off. You see, we bounced 30 on November 2018, ran up, pretty much came pretty close to tagging it. March 2020 had a run up, and we just tagged it again here. We just tagged it again here on May 10th. So history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. You're going to be reciting that in your sleep. But if that's the case, I'd be keeping an eye on that. That could possibly be the bottom. So we've never fallen below 30 on the RSI for Theta since 2018, since the initial coin launch. So just keep that in mind. But not like we can't do it. I mean, a lot of things are being broken. A lot of new records are being put in place. You know, all the red candles on Bitcoin and all the red candles on Ethereum. I think Ethereum's at what, 10 or 11 red candles now on the day. But inevitably though, we've never fallen below the 30, and we tagged it right here. And every time we've tagged it, we've had a decent sized movement upwards for Theta. So that's just the day chart right there. Let's jump into some micro fibs and shorter term things. Normally don't do long term, but it's pretty interesting looking at that stuff. All that hopium, right? Trying to get you guys pumped. So as of right now, we pretty much been consolidating. I know consolidation between these two large areas, that's a large consolidation, but if you zoom out and look larger, it's consolidation, but moving sideways right now. Currently holding up support at the 618. Let's zoom up a little bit higher. I'd be keeping an eye on it moving back up to the 382 at around $1.32. RSI is pretty high in the short term compared to a lot of coins right now with the way the market's looking right now. And the MACD is about ready to flip bearish. So the bullish scenario I see is a movement up to the 382 at 132, but I think that's the highest we would go before we have a retracement. If this MACD does flip bearish, the RSI would start falling, and then I think we'd be heading down to this main support 786 area. That would still validate the slight upwards movement you've had since June 20th. You know, higher highs and higher lows. If you came down here and tagged that, you'd still have a higher low. Even if you came down on the main support, you'd have a higher low, and it would be bullish for a continuation similar to what I just drew there. Retracements aren't bad. You can't run up forever. Retracements are very, very healthy, and when you get into slight run-ups like this, you're going to be having some retracements, but you will have continuation higher as well. So for the short term, if this does flip bearish, I think the lowest we'd go for continuation is the 786, the main support at 106 to 109, and then the continuation higher from there. But if we fall below the 618 right here at $1.90. If we do bounce off this, and this was the bounce, if this was the bounce right here, I think our next leg up would be moving up to around this resistance area. If we are continuing this ladder up effect, and if this was the bounce, let's keep an eye on a movement upwards. But it's all dependent on the 618 right here at $1.19. Falls below that, we can still head down lower and still maintain bullishness on Theta. The lowest we can go to be bullish on this is we can't fall below $1.02 on Theta on the short term. If we come down and tag the 786 and continue higher, it's still bullish. If we come down here, it's still bullish. I know coins going down, you're like, oh, that's not bullish, but if you look at this, it's a higher low. would be a higher low and a continuation higher to 145 could definitely be at play for Theta. So with that, let me look through the chats real quick. Check out Ren. I'll look at Ren. Didn't Ren just have a nice run up, if I remember correctly? Run up 4.6% at 9 cents. If we look at the 7-day, oh, I thought it had a run up. Oh, I was wrong. So if we zoom out and look at the day on Ren, we just zoom out and look at the lifetime of this. I don't know when this coin came out. Looks like this coin came out 2020, so it's a rather new coin. Lowest we've been looks like was 8 cents. Does that validate here? No, it says 1 cent 3 years ago, so it's been out for a while. So we're gonna look at for a different chart on Ren so we can get some more data. Yikes. Okay, so 2020 July, dropped all the way down to 5. If we still look at that, the RSI has not fallen below 30 yet since the coin has been out. I still don't like that chart. Why can't I find a good chart on Ren? There we go. So this is the lifetime of Ren right here. Finally found the chart. Still have never fallen below 30 on the RSI, and every time we bounce down to this area, we have a decent size decent size movement upwards. So let's just keep an eye on a decent size movement upwards for Ren. If we look at the MACD is pretty much stagnant sideways. It actually looks like it's about ready to flip bullish in my opinion. Yeah, so Ren's about ready to flip bullish. How high will it go? We don't know. Let's drop into the shorter time frame and do some micro charting. So Ren on the short term, extremely short term right now, we are currently stopped at the 382 at 10 cents. If we do continue this ladder up effect, just similar to the coin I just charted, something like this could be the case, up to 11 cents and the continuation higher. That's all dependent on if we get over the if we get over the 382 area. If we extend this fib a little bit further up to the next high up here, you can see we're currently getting stopped at the 786. So if we get over the 786, just like I drew in the micro fib, it's still valid for this ladder up effect scenario up to around 11 cents. But inevitably, if we do head up to 11 cents, I think that's when we would see our retracement. I think that's the highest we'd go. Not saying we're gonna get a candle up there. I could see a candle touching the bottom of this resistance channel and wicking up to this main resistance 618 area. It's a double resistance on top of that. RSI would be pretty high. So I think that would be the highest that we could possibly go on Ren for a continuation. On the micro time frame, if we do get rejected at 786, I'd be keeping an eye on it moving back down to 8 cents to retest the bottom here on the 1, and then we'd assess the situation at that time. So as of right now, it's pretty much dependent on the 786 at 10 cents. You really need to get over 10 cents to continue higher on Ren. If you do get over 10 cents, I think you'll be putting another high on this ladder, another step on this ladder at 11, in which case I do think you would drop back down to the 786 to test that support, and then hopefully have a run up from there. But that is Ren right now. It is MACD is pretty much just stagnant sideways, so we're pretty much having a hard time getting over the 786. It's all dependent on getting over 10 cents. So keep an eye on 10 cents for Ren. We're pretty much right on it right now. You can see right there, bouncing between 10 cents and 997. So you guys are battling it out right now. So crazy times. Let's just keep a close eye on that. If you blast above that, this next candle. Oh, this candle started 21 minutes ago, so you still have 3 hours and 40 minutes for this candle to grow. If this candle continues growing green and you get over the 786, I'd be keeping an eye on a movement up to 11, which is approximately 70% upswing. Coins are doing it. Coins are doing it right now, so. So with that, let's jump into XLM. So XLM, if we just look at the 1 day and zoom out, or to take a look at the larger time frame. So XLM came out in 2017. You can see during the during the COVID crash, it dropped all the way down to 2.5 cents. But just like a lot of the coins that we've looked at, it's never fallen below 30 on the RSI. Every time it's touched 30, you've had a retracement upwards, a decent sized retracement upwards as well. You can see you tag 30 right here, had a retracement on the RSI, even though the price fell. But same thing with here. We tag here, we continue higher on the RSI. So on the shorter time frame, looks like we're currently held up at the support here at 10 cents, 10.9. Let's jump over to the smaller time frame. Smaller time frame as well, you did bounce off the 10, continue your way up. MACD is still bullish. RSI has room to run higher. Let's draw a micro fib on this, bottom the top right here. Currently bounced off the 0.5, having a difficult time getting over the 382. If we get over the 382, I do think we'll be heading up towards 12 cents to battle it out at that area. If we extend this fib a little bit larger to the top here, you currently can see your support is the 786, and you're sitting right on it right now. So the 786 is at 11 cents. If this is the bounce, our next stop would be 12 cents. So I think XLM does have an opportunity to come up here to around 12 cents. But once we get up there, we really have to battle it out. It's a 618 and a main resistance on top of each other. So a double resistance. You can see we tested it back here on the 16th. So we tested it yesterday, or the 15th, 16th, and we got rejected. So you can see it's difficult to get over that. And that was with the RSI low. So if we head back up here, we have to keep a close eye on 12 cents, because if we get rejected again, that could be our big push down. That a double denial back down to 10 cents could be the case. But for the short term, I do think we are going to be working our way up towards 12 cents. So I'd be keeping an eye on a 8% upswing, 8% up to around the 12 cents area for XLM on the short term. And then if we don't get over that, I think we would have a decent sized retracement. I say we only test things 3 times, you know, one top, 2 top, 3 top, and then you'd have your drop top. So that could be the case. We could come back down, test the 786, but on the short term, I believe we're heading up to 12 cents, and we'll assess the situation on this type of play at a later date. I'll keep this drawn here, so if I go back to this chart later, I'll kind of have a reference on what I was talking about. Not saying I'll remember what I was talking about, but I'll be able to make out some sort of thing of what I was talking about. So, but for the short term on XLM, I do think we are heading up towards 12 cents. So that's on the 4-hour. Oh, the weekly. Don't normally chart the weekly, but we'll take a look at that. Not very good at charting weekly, but we'll give it a shot. So if we look on the weekly, the 786 right now needs to hold. We wick down there. We have not broken below it yet with a hard candle. RSI is tailing down. MACD slightly flipped bullish right here, but then it converged bearish. It hasn't ran down yet, but we do have some room to go on the bearish momentum for XLM. So I think the lowest that we can go with a hard candle is down here to around 10 cents. We'd have to have a 10 cents bounce for a continuation up to 13 cents. So similar to the shorter time frame, that the 10 cents has to hold. If that 10 cents doesn't hold and we see that big Bitcoin drop below 20,000 down to 17, or if I'm wrong, we fall below 17 down to 14, your next support is way down here at 6.5 cents. So 10 cents needs to hold on the weekly. If we start seeing the candles fall below the 786, but fall below 10 cents on the weekly, we could see a decent size push down to around 6.4, in my personal opinion. But I've never been really good at charting long term, because long term is you know, that's massive prediction. At least in the short term, you can get in the ballpark. Longer term predictions, you can you're pretty much better off. I mean, you're just as good as shaking a magic 8 ball and asking that. I mean, you can go off charting patterns and stuff like that, but longer term has a lot more variables to it than the shorter term does. Jasmine broke below a penny, I believe. I don't want Jasmine BTC. Why is everything BTC? There we go. Yikes, I was wrong on that. I should stop watching my channel. No. So as of right now, we did bounce down here at the 008, currently tailing back up. This is consolidation very similar to what's happening right here. So if this plays out and we do continue our bearish momentum, let's see, I'm gonna try to copy this. Yeah, we could be consolidating for quite a while, it looks like. Not very, yeah, hang on. We try that one more time. Yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing. I just drew, I don't know why I deleted it, but the charting pattern follows. Something like this could be at play. So I'd be keeping an eye on some consolidation, then a retracement back down to 008 area for continuation there. Let me draw some fibs and see if there's anything else that's validating that. So as of right now, we're having a difficult time getting over the 5. We're stuck at the 5. MACD is bullish, RSI is tailing back up, so I'd be keeping an eye on a slight movement upwards on Jasmine, at least to around 009 at the 382 area before retracing. We could even wick as high as 0098, but 1 cent is the bottom of this resistance channel. You can see we wick up to it, but we haven't even gotten a candle close to that since June 13th when we fell below that. So we could be seeing some consolidation before we drop back down here. I don't think Jasmine's going to go until Bitcoin decides to move higher from 20,000. Even when Bitcoin had a decent sized recovery, Jasmine's been shit in the bed for a very long time. So fortunately, I'm not bullish on Jasmine. I made some good profit on Jasmine, but for the short term on Jasmine, I think it's not going to move until Bitcoin moves higher. It's not like a lot of coins are going up, 10, 12% right now. I don't think we'll be seeing that on Jasmine with the price that Bitcoin's at right now. Right now, it looks like it might be consolidating for another dump down here to test the support channel. Yeah, no problem, DD. If you have any other coins, let me know. Yeah, and one cent would be the 786 here on this fib, and you can see you're having a difficult time getting over it as well. So Jasmine's not looking good in my opinion. I think it's gonna be heading down. So what else is ripping? Anything else ripping today? So the highest coin that's ripping on CoinMarketCap is Stacks, STX. Why not? Let's take a look at it. So STX, we'll jump to the day. We'll zoom out and just take a look at it. Wow, this fell massively. But this was the initial coin launch, but still, it fell all the way down to 18 on the day RSI. So not a whole lot of data. I mean, it's been out since 2019, and that was the initial coin launch. So probably got airdropped to people, and they immediately sold, which caused the RSI to crash. Then we had a constant movement higher from there. We haven't been this low on the RSI pretty much since the initial coin launch. So this really doesn't have the history repeats, but it does rhyme scenario. It's making up its own beat right now. MACD on the day looks like it's about ready to flip bullish here. RSI is tailing back up, so it could be working our way back up to 53 cents. Let's jump on the micro charts and see. So wow, we had that huge run up right there. So still doing that ladder up effect, higher high, higher low. Bottom to top. Draw to the top here. Yeah, so on the micro chart, we're currently being held up at the 0.5. RSI is tailing back down. MACD looks like it's starting to cool off as well. So I'd be keeping an eye on a retracement down to around 35 cents. If we fall below 35 cents, that's the 618. Our next up would be the 786. We could actually come all the way back down to the 786 here at 33 cents and continue higher. It would still be bullish if we hit the 786 here, because you can see the low is actually at 32. And not 33. The 786 is on 33. I know you don't want to see a retracement like this, but when you have huge run-ups like that, it's actually healthy to have a retracement like that. And you can see that would still validate this ladder up effect. And when you start doing ladder up effects like this, you get higher steps on your ladder every time, but you also get higher retracements as well. So it's actually healthy that it's doing this. It's better to do this and try to blast off all in one go and burn out all your fuel. So let's keep an eye on retracing to the 618 at around 35 cents. If we fall below that, I think the bottom would be the 786. It would have to be to continue this bullish momentum on stacks. So we'll have to assess the situation at a later time. If we extend this fib a little bit further, it still would be valid if you drop down to around 36. Yeah. So let's keep an eye on 36 cents to 33 cents retracement and a continuation higher for stacks. But I do think we will be falling down for the time being. Every time you have a huge run up like this, you have huge retracements, people taking profit, especially with the way the markets are right now. Any profit that people can get, they tend to take, you know, to try to make some money, I guess. But that's not even that big of a drop, a 7% drop. So the closer, I did do Solana a little bit earlier. I think it was like 4 or 5 coins back. I'm just going through the chats right now. I did Quant. Quant was my second one that I did today. I did Link, AVAX, Theta, Ren. I did Jasmine. I did Ape. I did Cardano. BTC, ETH, VXV. So let's take a look at some other coins. If you guys have anything, let me know. So Litecoin's been getting some flack lately since they made it so they can't what is it? They made it so it's untrackable from person to person or something like that. So people are calling it dark coin now, apparently. So Litecoin really took the brunt of that right here and didn't have the retracement. Near's up 5.98%, Waves is up 5.6%, Quant's up 5.2%, H bar's up 5.3%. Let's go over H bar, Hedera. So H bar, let's get into H bar, jump onto the day. We'll zoom out and take a little close look at the RSI and previous history. So H bar looks like it initially launched in 2019, most likely an airdrop or token sale, and then that's when people sold it. That's why the RSI fell below 30, because people that bought it instantly sold it on the market. Then you had the huge run up. Other than that, we have not fallen below the 30 on the RSI until May 13th. So could that be the bottom? Possibly. MACD looks like it's about ready to flip bullish on the day. If we jump over to the micro charts and try to dissect this a little bit. So as of right now, it did break back above the 786 right here, currently working our way up towards the 618. I personally do think we will be working our way up to the 618. So I'd be keeping an eye on a 10% upswing for H bar. Even though the MACD is starting to cool off, the RSI is higher, and we did break above the 786. So I personally do think we will be heading up towards the 618 before we do have a retracement back down to 6 cents. So let's keep an eye on a pump up to 7.4 on H bar for the time being. If we do break above, if we want to get greedy and say, hey, we're gonna be breaking above the 618, I think the highest we could possibly go before we have a retracement is the main resistance at 7.9 cents for H bar. But RSI has room to run. RSI definitely has room to run, and you guys were massively overbought. So a continuation higher is definitely in the cards for Hedera. So let's keep an eye on the 618. I think we could have a retracement like that for higher high, higher low type deal, and then working our way up to the main resistance at 7.9 cents. If we do fall below the 786, we'll have to assess that situation at a later time. We'd have to assess that by drawing some micro fibs. It looks a little messy when it's this low, but if we did fall below that, the next stop would be the 618 here at 6.5 cents. So with that, we'll get into Gala. So if we look at Gala on the day, so Gala came out September 2021, massively overbought during the peak of the bull run in November. has been retracing since and bounced off the 30 right here on May 10th, like a lot of other coins bounced off the 30 and had a slight retracement. So MACD is about ready to flip bearish though, so I'd be keeping an eye on that. We might be coming back down to test 30 on the RSI. Let's draw some fibs on the micro channel. So we actually, this would be the bottom that we just looked at in the day chart, would be the bottom of the support channel, or actually this would be it back here on May 10th. So if we draw a micro fib on this, you can see we broke above the 618. We're working our way back up. I could definitely see it moving up to 6 cents for the short term, but that's a double resistance right there at the 382 area. So we'd have to assess that once we got there. That's on the micro fib. If we extend this a little bit further up to the next fib line, or even further up here, yeah, this is what we're playing off of right here. This is what it's validating right now. You can see we're constantly getting stopped at the 618 when we try to get over it. It's happened once, twice, and we constantly come back down here and touch the support before we continue higher. So it's acting like the support, this resistance area isn't even here. The last 2 times we tag the support channel, blast right up to the 618, get rejected, tag the support channel, get rejected, tag the support channel. So I think we have one more attempt here at the 618. You normally only test things 3 times, so that would be your last attempt at 6.5 cents on Gala. But personally, I do think we will be working up towards 6.5 cents on Gala to test that out. I don't even think we stop at these resistance channels. Just looking at the past couple days, we've just been blowing right by it. So a 13% upswing for Gala could definitely be at play. Might not be a bad flip play. That's not financial advice, but yeah, that's not bad at all. I might actually toss $100, $200 in there and try to flip it. Let me write that down real quick, take some notes. Yeah, so I could definitely see it moving up there, but the main thing we need to focus on is this resistance channel. I know we didn't get stopped at it previously on these run-ups the last couple of days, but it's there nonetheless. So if we have to get above 60 for that continuation up to the 618 area. But the last couple of days we haven't even stopped at it. We've acted like it wasn't even there and blasted right up to the 618. So let's keep an eye on a at 6.5 cents, and then we'll assess the situation on that time to see if it will go any higher. If we look on the 4 hour, the MACD did just start flipping bullish. So with that just flipping bullish and the RSI having room to run, it's definitely doable to head back up to 6.5 cents and test the 618 area out, which I do think is going to happen in the short term. So let's keep an eye on a 13% upswing for Gala in the short term. So with that, we'll get in the near. So if we look at the day on near, let's check the RSI, see if that's doing anything. Oh, wow. So the near really come out in May? Or is this wrong? Shows how much I know about near. Let's take a quick look at this. Near up 6.6% at $3.40. All-time low was November 4th, 2020 at 52 cents. If we look at the max. Yeah, this coin came out in October 2020. So obviously, oh. Maybe if I fixed my charts. Come on, trading crypto. You noob. Get with the program here. So similar with what we've charted before, the initial coin launch, we didn't even fall below 30 on the RSI. Came very close back here in 2019 July. The bottom of the bear market, this wasn't even there in the last 2018. So we did just make another low here on the RSI. We haven't been this low since the initial coin launch right here. So MACD on the day looks like it's about ready to flip bearish as well. So could we be heading back down to dip our toes into the 30 range? Definitely. Let's jump into a micro chart and dissect this a little bit further. Chef, I'm already flipping Gala. Hey, not a bad play. Let me know how that works out. I might get into that after the live stream. Short term for near broke above the 618 on the micro. I believe we're heading up to the 382 at $3.55. MACD is still continuing up higher. RSI is just hovering around 30. So on the micro, we are most likely heading up to around $3.55. If I extend this fib a little bit farther up to the next high, we can probably dissect this a little bit more for you guys. So bottom to this high right here. So movement up there would actually validate the 786. So the 786 is what we need to get over. So moving up to the 786 at around 360, I believe, is going to be what we'll be looking for. If we do break over that, we'd have to have an open above that, and it would have to have a close above that for a continuation up. You can see we broke above it here, but we didn't have a full candle over that. We had part of the body over the 786 and got rejected and started retracing. We need to have a full candle above the 786 in order to continue up to the 618. So let's keep an eye on the 786. I do think we are heading up there on the short term at $3.60, and let's hope for an entire candle over the 786. If that does happen, a movement up to the 618 would be the case at $4, and I think we'd have a very difficult time getting that over $4. Those round numbers are very psychological numbers for people. Every time you fall down there, it acts as great support. Every time you head up there, it acts as really bad resistance to try to get over. But on the short term, let's keep an eye on $3.60, which is approximately a 5 to 6% upswing on the short term, and we'll assess the situation at that time. That is your price to beat, is $3.60. You need to have a full candle over that, not just half a candle like this. You can see we tested the 786 once, got rejected, made another attempt, got through it partially. So if this is doing the ladder up effect, higher highs and higher lows, this could definitely be the case right here. Something like that. I'll keep that drawn so when we go back here, we can see if I was right or wrong. But I do think we are heading up to the 786 on the short term. Look at some good old alchemy pay. Fucking scam coin. So alchemy pay, if you zoom out to the day, so it had that huge run up from the Coinbase listing, shot all the way up to 24 cents. This isn't even the right one, so hang on one sec. We'll go to ACH USD on Coinbase. Yeah, this is that run up that everybody FOMO'd into. This thing shot all the way up to 24 cents. Sucked everybody in, and then you have the slow bleed out effect. My dumbass bought in at 9 cents and dollar cost averaged all the way down. Probably my worst investment, but I've made it up in quite a few coins. I believe this would be a good play long term. The crypto, the fiat gateway. Unfortunately, they're putting out, I believe, several million coins a month into circulation, though. So do what you wish with that data, but honestly, I wish I could get out, but I've been too deep now. I'm just gonna hold. Why not, right? I've already accepted it. I've already accepted my fate. So first time dipping below 30 on the RSI. 28 had a retracement. So let's jump into micro and start dissecting this. So in the short term, we did bounce off the support here on the 13th. Got rejected at this resistance with the wick. If we draw a micro on this, you can see we have had a difficult time getting over the 618. We tested it once, twice. I personally think we are heading back up there for a third attempt at 1.2 cents, which we have to break over that, because if we don't break over that, Alchemy Pay's dropping back down to a penny. I've been watching Alchemy Pay for a very, very long time, and it does this often. It sucks people in and then shits the bed. It's very, very good at doing that. So 618 is the price to beat on ACH for a continuation higher at 1.2 cents. I personally do think we are heading up there. If we do break above that, I'd be keeping an eye on a large movement up to 1.3, which would approximately be a 12%, and that's a large movement for Alchemy Pay, because Alchemy Pay just is the shitter of beds. That's all it does. So short term, let's keep an eye on a slight movement upwards, but inevitably longer term, this might just be me because I am very bearish on ACH until, you know, crypto's more adopted and the crypto to fiat gateway is more usable. I most likely see this scenario, unfortunately. So if you do want to get into ACH, it might not be a bad opportunity just to hold off and wait for that penny. It's not financial advice, but I believe that penny is going to be hit once more before ACH starts moving higher. Yes, if everyone would please like the like the live stream, that would really help me out, help out the algorithm on the YouTube channel, and it just makes me feel good. So if you could just smash that like button, that'd be great. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, on to the next coin. What should we look at next? What's Matic been up to? So I got into Matic at 33 cents. Well, this was a while ago. And I sold at 40 cents. I don't know why, but I got in before it started running up. Unfortunately I sold it, so I don't own any Matic right now, but let's look at the day chart real quick and check out the RSIs. So the lifetime of Matic right here, looks like it came out in 2019 April. This is the lowest the RSI has ever been on Matic. We had that huge run up right here, but this is the lowest the RSI has ever been on Matic, so that's very concerning. So hopefully it bounced off the 30 right here, and it's going to be continuing higher. So we have not fallen below 30 yet, but there's always a first for everything. Let's chop this up a little bit on the micro. Even on the micro, this is not looking very good at all. So if we look at the hour, currently holding support at the 618. We actually flipped this resistance into support right now. I'd be keeping an eye on a movement up to around 41 cents, and then we'll have to assess the situation at that time. MACD is about ready to flip bearish. So unfortunately, I think that would be the peak, and then we'd be coming down to the 786 area at around 38 cents. So Matic, I think you might be able to get a better buying opportunity if you just hold out a little bit longer. It's just been retracing for quite a long time now. Indicators are saying, hey, we're going to be bearish, and I think a movement down to the 786 will be the case in the next couple days, around 37 cents, and inevitably a possible wick down to 36 cents on Matic. So with that, guys, I am going to be doing a live stream this Monday, a day stream. I've never done a day stream before. I've always done them at 7:30 p.m. EST time. Monday is my birthday. I will be 31 years old. I took the day off from work, and I'm just going to be doing crypto all day. So this coming up Monday, I'm not sure what time. It'll probably be in the morning-ish, between 10 a.m. to or noon Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to do my first daytime live stream and see how that turns out. It'll probably be some new people on there that aren't able to catch these later streams, so that's gonna be pretty interesting. So with that, let's get into H bar. I did just do H bar, but I'll go over it again. Just a quick recap. So that's what I see for H bar. I don't remember what I said. Looks like I said we broke above the 382, continually heading higher. MACD just started flipping bullish, so a continuation up to, why did I draw that there? That's why I drew it. A continuation up to the 382, which continued that ladder up effect, and then inevitably back testing the 618. So I would be keeping an eye for an upwards movement. You should definitely zoom back in the live stream and see what I said, because I honestly don't know, and I went more in depth. So Origin Protocol, we'll jump on the day, check out the RSI. So not a lot of data on this. April 2021. Is this a rather new coin? OGN's up 16.1% on the day. Crazy. 24 cents. All-time low was 2 years ago at 10 cents. If we look at the max, looks like this came out, yeah, January 2020. So as of right now, we have not broken below 30 on the RSI, and the RSI isn't even heading downwards right now. RSI is heading higher on the day. MACD just flipped bullish as well. So on the day, MACD just flipped bullish, so movement upwards could be the case here on the longer term for OGN. Let's take a look on the 4 hour and dissect this a little bit further. So we're currently having trouble getting over this resistance, it looks like, at 25 cents. We went up there and got rejected with a wick. We do have room to run on the RSI. MACD isn't even, yeah, MACD isn't close to converging bearish quite yet. We draw a fib on this from bottom to previous high right here. You can see we are met with a double resistance area at that 25 cents though. So it's going to be difficult to get over that. So it'll be difficult to get over 25.3 because you're met with the 618. But if you do get over that, that's going to act as great support. And if you look on the day, the RSI is tailing back up and it just flipped bullish. So inevitably, I do think we will be breaking that, but I don't know if it's going to be this attempt or not. In the short term, since June 14th, we have been making higher highs and higher lows. So a retracement back down here to the 786 would still validate this bullish momentum that we've had since June 13th. So I would personally be expecting a slight pullback on the shorter term to around 22 cents to load up on some more fuel and then make a run up here to try to blast through this double resistance area. But if we get over that, that's going to be a great support for OGM. I mean, if we chart it on the day, the RSI and MACD are bullish. Shorter term, MACD is still bullish, RSI is tailing upwards, but personally I do think we will be retracing on the shorter term before we make a run up at 25 again. So let's keep an eye on a retracement of approximately 6% more, and then once we hit the 786 at around 22 cents, if that's the bounce right there, we could be seeing a movement up 15% from there. We can't fall below 20 cents. 20 cents is the lowest, no, 21 cents is the lowest that we can go to maintain our bullish momentum. So if we do break below the 618, we can probably draw a micro fib on that or adjust this fib to validate that as well. Yeah, so if we adjust this micro fib right here, retracement to the 618, we can actually go down to the 786 and still be bullish on OGN. That would be a higher low. Barely, but it would be. So the lowest you can go to still be bullish on OGN is 20.4 for continuation higher. And honestly, that'd probably be the best case scenario for this coin. Picking up that much steam, that much juice, and that much fuel for a blast through that, it might be just what you need to get above that 25 cent range. So a retracement on this would be beneficial for it longer term, in my personal opinion. And judging by the double resistance and the RSI, I do think you will be retracing. It will most likely be to one of these fib areas. I think first area to keep an eye on is 22 cents. Next area to keep an eye on is the 786 at 20.3. We cannot fall below 20 cents even, otherwise this bullish momentum that you guys have had for the last couple of days is invalid. But on the longer term, OGN looks bullish according to the day chart. Happy birthday, Junior. Thank you. I'll be the big 3-1. 31. I'll be old. Midlife crisis stuff right there, right? And it's true what they say, when you hit 30, all your joints start going and everything. It's nuts. It's nuts. And I'm very active, you know, gym, sports, all that stuff. So what else is popping today? Pretty much the same. So with that, guys, I have time to chart one more coin. Who wants the last coin charted for tonight? Put it in the comments and I'll chart it for you, I guess. So, but like I said at the beginning, and if you guys weren't here, we're gonna jump back to BTC. I am personally keeping an eye on BTC dropping to 17,000. I think 17,000 is going to be the bottom. I know there's all those YouTubers saying, hey, 14K, but we zoom out and look at the RSI and BTC as well. During the lifespan, we did drop down to the 20 on the RSI one time. But other than that, every time we tagged 30 on the RSI, we had that massive recovery. That was the bull run. Every time we tagged 30 on the RSI, you know, that was the end of the bear market, I would have to say. So personally, I'm going to go against the grain of all the other large YouTubers. I'm just a small YouTube channel, a guy charting crypto, and you can say it, charting crypto is calling the bottom at 17K for BTC. If we fall below 20, I think 17K is going to be the bottom. I don't think we hit 14K. Personally, I don't. The only thing that would cause us to hit 14K is if a huge liquidation happened on one of the lending platforms. Celsius, it has to fall below 16,000 in order for that to be liquidated. So if BTC did fall below 16,000, that's when you would see your 14K. because Celsius would have to liquidate 500 million Bitcoin and sell it, and that would cause the market to go into a panic, and that's where you'd see your crash down to 14K. I don't think you'll see 14K unless you drop down to that area where Celsius has to liquidate. And I know there's other scenarios that play with other lending platforms and stuff like that, but I believe Celsius is the largest indicator right now. So if we start getting close to that price, I would personally be waiting to see what Celsius does. But Charting Crypto is calling the bottom at 17K, and I think once we hit 17K, we'll see a huge ass run up. I think what would happen is if we broke this 20K support area from the previous all-time high, we would fall down briefly to around 17K, then there'd be massive buying right there at the 786, and then Celsius would think their stars at it and drop below 16K. So, and you can tell me I'm wrong. I'm wrong often. I am right sometimes. But I'm calling 17K. Yep. So with that, guys, I am going to end the live stream. I'll stick around in the chat for a little bit and chat with you guys. I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It'd really help me out. And if you're not a part of my Discord, make sure you join my Discord channel. It's in the description of every single one of my videos. I'm on there constantly. It's a great group of people. We're on there sharing ideas, different charts, different plans of attack and everything like that. So if you're not a part of my Discord channel, I highly recommend joining it. It's completely free. There's no catch whatsoever. We're on there constantly chatting. And if you really want to support the channel and become a member, head over to my homepage where you can subscribe to be a member. As you can see, Chef Natron is a member. He has the blue Bitcoin next to his name. He's been supporting the channel as a member for 2 months now. Thank you, Chef. So if you want to become a member, you get special perks along with that as well. So head over to the homepage and do that. But I appreciate everyone coming out tonight. I will be sticking around in the live chat to chat with you guys a little bit more. So appreciate everyone coming out tonight. I'll catch you guys next time on the live stream of Charting Crypto.